What's up, Kaijudo Duel Masters? This is Carl Reddish, aka Thunder Sultan, coming at you on September 27th. Today's a Thursday. Wanted to get this to you a little earlier in the week. Crazy stuff going on, but here it is. I hope you guys did enjoy some of the videos I put up earlier on Saturday and Sunday. A lot of duel videos. I was a little hesitant to record duels at the two places that we have league at, because I've ran into some stores and places where they just don't like you to film stuff. And Madness Comics asked the owner, super cool. He's like, yeah, go for it, man. He was like really supportive. So that guy let us film there, and then I asked Comic Asylum the next day. I was like, heck, I'm even if that guy says no, I'm 50-50. But Comic Asylum was like, sure, go ahead, yeah, no problem, do what you got to do. So two stores letting us film duels. I didn't do anything during the actual league stuff because I don't want to apply any pressure during like the league event and stuff like that, because people are playing for a little bit of prize support and stuff. So I kept it to everything after league play on Sunday. So, but what I ran on Sunday, I've been running a different deck each week just to kind of see how things go. I ran DFW. Yeah, some people call it Water Dark Fire, but I live in Dallas Fort Worth, and it's called DFW. So if you guys in the Kaijudo community could just switch over to DFW, I would greatly appreciate that. So, here we go. Deck profile and tournament report and stuff. Codes below. Press the like button, which is right here. Just do that right now. Seriously, you do that right now. Anyway, two Specter Claw. Obviously, the discard is really good. Turn 2, turn 3, and you need it to get rid of Gila Flames. If Gila Flame wasn't in the format, probably would cut it for other stuff, but Gila Flame's a real thing, and such. So I think this is the best blue blocker around. Reef-Eye, probably the third best blocker in the game in my opinion. 3 logo scan just because you need to draw some cards. 3 Scaradorable of Gloom Hollow. This guy's just straight up amazing. I mean, it was the card of the week. Earth Power recognized how good it is. This guy shouldn't attack. He really shouldn't. I know I just keep saying that over and over and over in my videos, but the ability to have this guy late game, early game, mid game, it doesn't matter. He's just so darn good. You know, you're pushing for game, and you know they're triggering everything away with root traps or terror pits or whatever, and you've got like 8-9 mana, and you drop 2 of these. They're like, uh-oh, now I got 2 attackers coming at me next turn. It's just ridiculous. It really should have guard. Or at least die at the end of battle. Or no, because then it wouldn't have the other effect. Anyway, wrap your head around this card. It's amazing. There's a reason it's $10 to $12. Stuff like that. 2 Frogzooka, because you need something to counter Gila Flame. Honestly, Gila Flame is seriously that much of a problem. Fumes is early body with discard, possibly getting the Gila Flame. Most people are smart enough to keep 2 cards in their hand to avoid Gila Flame. Crystal Memory, I think as long as we've got early sets, and this being the only Surge plus the Gigahorn, this card's really, really good. Memorying for Skull Shatter or whatever you need in a pinch. You know, memorying for Reef Prince to go into turn 5 is pretty nutty too. 4 Bone Blades to get rid of Gila Flame. I'm just gonna keep saying it. And also other low end. You know, I call it the cheap removal. Anything that's got the level X or less is stuff. Reef Prince is at 2 in this deck for DFW. Just amazing turn 5. This is the also turn 5, which is awesome. The Tornado Flame gets rid of Gila Flame, and also gets rid of other problems and stuff. So, and it can, you know, it just helps with the red sources in this deck. 1 Bolgash. 1 Bolgash. This thing, memory for this guy, if you're playing the wall decks, you know, the Diamond Cutter / rather the Reserves deck. 1 is really, really clutch. It's also amazing in a mirror match against another control deck. This thing just rips apart their defenses. So this card is not worth $30, but yes, I have one in my store. I'm sorry. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But card's amazing. It's a 2 of. I would never ever see it going into the 3 of. Maybe one of... I had a couple people asking me what would be the replacement for this. Another Fumes or another Specter Claw or another Bolgash or something like that. You know what I mean? But and then this card. This card is bonkers. Bonkers. This card is so amazing. I mean, it fights off Rush, but then again, Rush can use it to fight off other Rush and early wall decks. So, just unbelievably. Burst Shot was good. This is amazing. Just amazing. I'm so glad it's with us. So versatile. One Moorna, just because it's a control card. It helps you curve out. And then I got 3 Terror Pits. 3 Terror Pits. Obviously for removal. And then this card's just... I seriously think this is one of the most busted cards in the set. Tatsurion the Unchained. This guy, turn 7, is just nuts. Or getting memory for this guy later on. I think one of is correct. I think he totally replaces Razorkinder Puppet. Yeah, Razorkinder Puppet destroys any creature untapped. But this creature kills anything 4,000 or less. And most of the time, you've got a target for this. I would say you have more targets to kill with this than you do with Razorkinder Puppet. I mean, yeah, it's awesome to kill their finisher, but a lot of times, if that's the point where you're at, you're kind of losing the game anyway. And then this also, hopefully you can use this to trade with their big finisher or something like that. I mean, this trades with Dark Scaradorable, trades with Bolgash, doesn't trade with Moorna, doesn't trade with Bolt Tail, stuff like that. But dubs on a Skull Shatter. This card's retarded. So good. Really glad it was pushed to 8. Kind of wish it was pushed to 9. Because I kind of wish it was not reprinted. But it is what it is. And then 2 Bolt Tail. Bolt Tails are just ridiculous. There's times where you top deck it, and it's just amazing. I got 2 because I can always throw 1 in mana early. Because sometimes you got to go aggro. Where you're breaking shields with your Scaradorable of Gloom Hollow. And stuff like that. This is a 40 card deck. I will pretty much always run a 40 card deck. I get a lot of flack for that. People are like, well, you need it for the Keeper. I almost said foul. For the Keeper of Dawn deck, you need more than 40. And I'm like, no. And the more I thought about it, I hate referencing Magic all the time, but if you look at Pro Tour players and Pro Tour stuff and Grand Prix stuff, every single one of those decks is 60 cards. 60 card minimum. That's what they run. It is what it is. You don't see high-level events that have more than the minimum required number. And think about it in Japan. Every deck is 40 cards. Technically they can't run more than 40, but those are 40 card decks. And if the Japanese meta is able to constantly crank out amazing 40 card decks, obviously there's that innovation for 40 card deck. And it's just like me, I'd love to run 2 Tatsurion the Unchained. Don't get me wrong, I would love to run 2 Tatsurion the Unchained, but I just don't feel it's right. I do think that this deck needs a Gila Flame. I really do. Just for the 4 mana spot removal for whatever turns sideways against Rush and other stuff. I think maybe it's 1 less Skull Shatter, 1 Gila Flame, maybe 1 less Bone Blades to make room for a Gila Flame. I don't know, but I really like this deck. It's 40 cards. Give it a try. It does have some of the more expensive cards, and I understand where you're coming from on that. It's just hard to pull cards out of a 180 card set. I was telling Channel Kaijudo Master this, and also other people. If you look at it, Magic the Gathering, which I'm referencing again, number 2 time, their large sets are 249 cards, so that doesn't include land and other stuff. But they have their equivalent to supers is called mythics, and those are 1 in 8. So essentially, you're going to get 3 in a box, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. I mean, it's just weird, but generally, well, because they have 32 packs in a booster box. But Yeah. So 1 and 8. So it's essentially the same thing as a super. I'm wondering if they said, okay, let's put out a large set. We already know how to do the math on it in our computers from the distribution of a 249 card set. So there you go. Um, Now, a lot of people are complaining about they're not getting enough supers out of a box and yada yada yada, which I completely understand. I've kind of ran into that myself too. And either they ran the system that they were using for Magic, and the numbers of a 249 were not matching with 180. Maybe that's where we're getting the skew of not enough supers. And maybe they're like, shoot. Okay, out of this case, we did X amount of case studies, and you're only getting 16 or so. So let's go ahead and put loose ones in. We can't just put a loose ones in just random booster boxes. We got to put something in all of them. So let's put some berries and some supers, and so they're all shinies. I don't know. Maybe it's a legality thing where they had to have X number of super rares per case to actually match the 1 and 8 ratio that's on the booster pack. So I don't know. It is what it is, which is something Earth Power I picked up from Earth Power at Gen Con. I love the is what it is. Kind of use it in a lot of things in life. But it is what it is. I don't think that enough boosters are being opened and enough people are trading to really constitute a 180 card set. That being said, I hope it's not done ever again. Or if it's done, I hope it's not done for another 6 or 7 sets. That way, we've got kind of a way to understand it, absorb it, and love it or hate it. But that's where I stand on it. Hopefully Evo is 60 cards and it's all new cards, which it probably is. I read so much and I get lost in a lot of things. But if that's the case, please comment below that I'm correct or incorrect. So I would assume opening a case of that is going to be like the when I opened up the Dojo case, where you get 18 supers and pretty much 3 of each, and yada yada yada. I'm kind of rambling, but that was my little 2 cents on that. I'll get back on track. Tournament on Sunday. Saturday. First week we had 3. Second week we had 4. Now we had 5. Cool new kid named Kyle. I will put his Twitter, so you can follow him on Twitter below. He's kind of a cool cat. He did a lot of dueling with us on Saturday. We hooked him up with some of the good rares like Bolt Tail, Gale of Flame. He pulled a Puppet. See, our leagues charge $5 and you get a booster pack. And then whoever wins, actually Saturday you just pay $5, get a booster, yada yada yada. If we had more than 8, we could run something, but we didn't. And then on Sunday, same thing, $5, we run it, and whoever wins gets a booster pack. So, and I'm sure that'll change once we get more players and stuff like that. So, and it's actually sanctioned and yada yada yada. But Saturday, so we were just kind of chilling, and we hooked up Kyle with a bunch of stuff, so he was able to piece together, some Water Dark Fire, some DFW, and we got him going from there. So that was Saturday. Play tested a bunch of decks, made a bunch of recordings, did a box war. Hopefully you guys like that. Had some good feedback on that, so let me know if you guys like the box war stuff. That was kind of neat. So Sunday tournament, actual tournament, we had 10 players. Kyle showed up from the day before, brought his little brother. So we actually did have the target audience. We had 1 target audience in our 10-man tournament. And the cool thing is of those 10 people, 3 of them were new. It was Kyle, his brother, and then Rivers. Rivers I ended up playing in 4th round, and he also sent me a tweet after the tournament because he saw the playmat that Earth Power had made me, and he was able to look at that, and he was taking some pictures of the tournament too, and he looked at that, and then he found me on Twitter. That's the kind of stuff I love. Mr. Rivers didn't have such a good. I kind of swept him 2-0, but we had a great time. We learned a lot of stuff. We talked about some blocker issues and stuff like that, and guy was cool enough to send me a tweet, and he's like, "Hey man, had a good time. Can't wait to battle you again." It's the kind of stuff I love, man. It makes it all worthwhile. But okay, so this is me being off track like crazy, like. Rah! But anyway, round 1, I played Dr. Rob. Seems like I'm playing Dr. Rob all the time. Oh, but what I was saying, with 3 new people out of 10, so we're kind of going in and going out of 10 or more. But we're getting fresh meat each time, so that's awesome. I think that's great. And Now, next week's going to be a little bit harder to say what's going on because we don't have league on Saturday because Return to Ravnica, which is probably going to be absolutely bonkers. It's an amazing Magic set. Lots of good stuff. All the table room that will be taken up for Kaijudo is going to be taken up by Return to Ravnica. Totally understand that. It's just going to happen on big releases. So, until our game becomes that big, we get to push other games around. We got to be pushed around a little bit. But, what do you do? Now, Sunday, we should still be able to fire 8 or more. Comic Asylum is running Return to Ravnica stuff on Sunday. So, we should be able to just, find a table a little bit in the corner and get our 8-man on. So, round 1, I played Dr. Rob. He was playing Darkness, Water, Control, Blue-Black Control. He didn't have Scaradorables. He did not have Scaradorable of Gloom Hollow. I think that's a pivotal card in Blue-Black Control and DFW. Instead, he was using Skeeter Swarmer and Rupture Spider, stuff like that. Game 1, I was doing some silly stuff like Logo Scan and Card Advantage, got him. So, Game 2 was kind of interesting. He had double Ghost Spy on board, and I had, like a couple of cards and a Barrage, and I'm like, wow, if I Barrage this guy, I'm going to lose 2 cards. But it was one of those situations where I was able to play a mana, charge mana, play a card, and then Barrage or something like that, and it turned out okay. He still drew 2 cards, but I just had so much field presence. So, and then I got him in Game 3. Oh, it was interesting situation. It was, I had a Boltail on board, and some other stuff with really good come into play effects, and he had a Milporo in hand, and he's like, wow, I can't Milporo your Boltail, because fast attack, and I was like, yeah, that's why Boltail's really good. Good thing Boltail is cheap, it's easy to get to, you can find it in the Bull Rush deck, it's been printed twice, so, it's a $1 card, so it's really good, it's anti-Milporo. So I won that in 3. Yeah, won 2 out of the 3 games with him. Round 2, I played Kyle, the new guy. The new guy from the league the day before. I did make a bunch of misplays in this one. Like game 1. Let's see, did I win game 1? Yep, looks like yeah, I think I lost in game 1 because I was doing stupid stuff. Like, I would attack with the Fumes, and he had a Reef-Eye out, and he blocked. I'm like, what am I doing? And he's like, you want to take it back? And I'm like, no. I learned from those mistakes. That's how I learned. If I had a crutch each time, it wouldn't make you as good of a player, in my opinion. So I was like, I'll definitely lose. And then it was a situation where I could have outnumbered him later on in the game, and I couldn't. So, I mean, obviously that made a difference in that one. I got him game 2, and then game 3, he got me pretty good. So, round 3. So at this point, I'm 1-1. Round 3, I played Eric with his Fire, Water, Light creation. And basically, he's like, I don't know. Man, I'm so sorry I'm rambling at this. But I should have took better notes. Like, my notes are all just like, I should write these. I know. I'm going to get better at this, I promise, guys. But, and, anyway, I beat Eric. We have some really cool games. Okay. Boy, I wish I could edit this. Let's see. And then that was round 3. And then round 4, I played Rivers. And he had, like, old school blue-black, wow. I cannot take notes at all. Anyway, he had old school, blue-black stuff. Having the new cards is just, it's clutch. Having the Scaradorbles of Gloom Hollow, having, the Moornas, the Barrages, stuff like that. The new set just unlocked so many good things. I'm not sure what I'm going to run next Sunday. I kind of want to build the Keeper of Dawn toolbox stuff, but I'd have to trim it to 40, and I can do that. I mean, that's just how I am. I mean, if there's 3 of something, you can always trim. So except for maybe like Keeper of Dawn and stuff like that. But I'll get it to 40. I don't know. Either way, please check out the videos I posted on Saturday and Sunday. Take a look at those. I do have a video coming out probably tomorrow, maybe Saturday, probably tomorrow. But it's actually like 2 duels in one. The first part is me playing Dragons versus Eric Blazebelcher playing the Wall, which is like a round of the reserves. And then after I got done with that game, Reef Prince was like, "Hey, let me play him." And I'm like, "Okay, just keep the camera rolling." So it's got a lot of good stuff in there. Take a look. Some jokes at the end. But that's about it, guys. I will also have you a set review. I know I said I'd have that a little sooner, but I will have that for you probably Friday or Saturday. That way I can give you my idea of how I feel about the set. I love it. Wish it was a little smaller, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So my name is Carl Reddish. You guys have a great week. I'll see you guys in a couple days. May all your shields be triggers, man. It's like 3D finger. Check it out. Rawr. Make sure you press the like button. All right, man. I appreciate you guys. This game's so much fun. Bye-bye.